Good afternoon, Dr. Solo. My
Good afternoon.
name is Ethan Miles, and I just have some additional questions for you on behalf of Ms. Hayden.
Of course.
Now, Dr. Solo, I'd like to talk to you about your investigation.
Okay.
Now, you were hired by the plaintiff to determine whether or not Jesse Duran posed a danger with respect to firearms. Is that correct?
Specifically, Jesse's behavior prior to August 18th, and whether or not it made the incident on the 18th more likely to occur. Yes.
So, of course, Dr. Solo, you spoke with Jesse Duran. Is that correct?
No, Counselor, you would not allow me to speak with Jesse Duran.
But you spoke with Hayden Duran. Is that true?
No, and most of the people who would have been close enough to this incident would have been emotionally compromised anyways, so I didn't need to, and it was probably better that I didn't.
Moving on. Dr. Solo, I'd like to talk to you about your warning signs that you discussed during your direct examination.
Of course.
Now, you would agree with me that these warning signs are a way to determine whether or not an individual has any red flags with regards to violence. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you would also agree with me that not all individuals who have even one or multiple warning signs engage in violence in the future. Is that true?
It's not set in stone. It's merely an indicator that makes it more likely.
And you didn't find more than half of these indicators present in Jesse Duran. Is that true?
It was about half, but yes.
Now, Dr. Solo, I'd also like to discuss the risk factors that you discussed in your direct examination.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Solo, you're a doctor. Is that correct?
That is true.
You received your medical training at the University of Michigan.
Yes.
You received your MD at the University of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Solo, you received extensive training while you were receiving your MD and completing your residency at Wisconsin. Is that true?
Yes, I have completed these residencies both in Wisconsin and in Midlands.
And you're an expert in the field of child psychiatry. Is that correct?
That is true, yes.
So you do this for a living. You identify these warning signs.
Yes, when these cases are brought to my table, this is what I do. I review the statistical data to find whether or not these indicators are more likely than not helpful towards incidents that have occurred.
Dr. Solo, my question simply called for a simple yes or no. You do this for a living. You recognize these warning signs. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Solo, to your knowledge, does Hayden Duran have an MD?
I have no knowledge of Hayden Duran's real education, in all honesty. No.
To your knowledge, has Hayden Duran ever experienced any sort of training in the field of child psychiatry?
No.
But Dr. Solo, you expect untrained parents like Hayden Duran to identify these risk factors and warning signs?
I expect parents who spend every single day with their child to see warning signs that could lead to violence. You're more likely to see them. If I could find them in a small investigation, you should be able to find them every single day when you're with your child.
But Dr. Solo, you expect these untrained parents like Hayden Duran to be able to tell the difference between intense anger, one of your risk factors, and just simple normal anger?
Yes, because there are major differences. When it is intense anger, they'll have extreme fits, angry emotions. As soon as something that doesn't go their way happens, they immediately have an issue. Instead of just fuming about it or mumbling about it, they completely throw their bodies around, have tantrums, major issues, yes.
But you expect untrained parents like Hayden Duran to tell that difference. Is that true?
I would hope that they would be able to at least see that there is a difference between normal anger and extreme anger.
Now, finally, Mr. Solo, I'd like to discuss what you believe to be negligence on behalf of Ms. Duran. So,
Okay.
Are you aware that Ms. Duran never let Jesse play video games with any controller that even resembled a firearm?
Yes, but the games that she did allow Jesse to play were extremely realistic, and in most of those games, the people held the guns in the proper ways anyways.
Bringing you back to my question though, Dr. Solo, you would agree with me that Hayden Duran never let Jesse play any video games with a gun-shaped controller. Is that correct?
That's true.
And Dr. Solo, you would agree with me that Hayden Duran does not keep a firearm in her home.
That is
correct?
also true, but she was aware of the Parks firearm.
But she does not keep a firearm in her home. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you would agree with me, Dr. Solo, that not keeping a firearm in one's home is a major way to prevent firearm violence.
Absolutely.
And she did not keep a firearm in her home.
Yes, as I said before, Hayden Duran did not keep a firearm in her home.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thanks, Counselor. Any redirect?
Your Honor, there'll be no redirect.